Hello everybody, this is Blood Bowl. I am Complacent Badger.
I'm Sir Kilo.
And we are watching This Isn't Hockey versus TastyAction.
This is probably the most balanced team value
I didn't look at it.
matchup that we had.
Was it pretty good?
13 something versus 270-ish.
Oh, so not much more than 50 away from one another.
Yeah.
So I think we've seen this matchup before, so this is nothing new. The only new thing is that the team dynamics have changed slightly with injuries and skills.
Yeah. But I mean, an Amazon team and a human team should be pretty close.
Yep. The big difference is that the humans are going to be ever so slightly better at the hit, just because they have the ogre. And the Amazons are going to be, should be much better at the dodge, because they got the dodge.
Well, yeah, I'd agree with that.
Both are pretty resilient, though, because dodge and the humans almost default armor value 8. So creating that pocket right there, but yep, and then moving forward a little bit, and maybe let's see if he reforms that pocket for the passer. And it's actually a catcher instead of his thrower, so... we'll see if he's planning to use that guy as a passer.
Maybe. Yeah, but it's, you know, hey, one way or another, he's low on strength, so maybe running him as a don't hit me character is going to be a little better.
Usually a guy who's holding the ball for multiple turns is the guy who's going to get hit.
Oh yeah. I've got a runner with some missing teeth that'll prove that to you.
Yeah, usually you want your players that are running to be players that can take a hit and come back from it. So knocking a person off the pitch and then snake eyes on a dodge. So that's tough. Had a pretty good zone defense set up. So badly hurt right off. That's going to even up the numbers right there.
Yeah, that's what that guy's there for, huh?
Yep. So that middle with that failed dodge, that middle's kind of open right now. But if of all lanes to be open because of a snake eyes rolls, the middle is the best place for it. So no faults there.
Not a lot of ball movement.
No, but I mean, he opened it up. It was the Amazons gave a wide berth, so there wasn't a lot of chance to put people down. He had one chance at the blitz and opened it up as much as he could. Probably could have gotten a little bit closer, but with how open his cage is right now, that's not bad position. That's probably, for how early it is in the drive as well, that's probably a pretty safe place.
Yeah.
So rolling back one player into the backfield is a safety.
Trying to get an overall picture of what we got going on here.
The Amazons kind of doing a mildly haphazard zone defense, tied up in a couple places because of the infiltration, and then the humans creating a pocket, doing the handoff, but the catch was a -2 modifier, so it ends up being a -1 modifier because of the accurate for all handoffs. So, not a terrible roll, just got a little unlucky with it.
Yeah, that's tough.
For that one, he needed a 5+, which with the free reroll on catch wasn't impossible, but I don't know if I would have gone for it, especially without having enough setup to make up the difference in case it failed. Fortunately, the Amazons, or fortunately for the humans, the Amazons do not have anybody in his backfield, so he has time to recover.
Yeah, that's the big difference.
A KO on that catcher, and then a unlucky KO on that blitzer with a stun on another catcher is going to put it in the Amazons' favor for at least for the foreseeable portion of the drive.
Yeah, it's going to be a big detriment, I think, especially this early.
Going,
it's not even halfway through the half.
Yeah, going the long route to do a blitz with the ogre. I think just trying to get that adjacency with that ogre.
I think so.
Might have tried to curtail with some dodges and hit that thrower. The thrower not being too defensive with skills, but this could work. Not running any safeties, though.
That's going to be pretty tough because it's an easy dodge out and getting some movement.
Yeah. And then set up, no safeties means that this is going to be a really hard catcher to put down, and will most likely not put it down because of dodge and the wide berth that they have.
Yeah.
So not rolling back anybody as safety. The Amazons have dodge, man. One guy is not going to cut it to holding a passer. Oof. So a death on This Isn't Hockey, but re-rolling it to fractured arm. So that is 2 injuries against 2 KOs.
So it does say casualty fractured arm miss next game. I think that's what he chose, right?
That was just the second result, and he applied it because it's showing fractured arm over here. So moving over there, applying a put, or rather rolling a push, re-rolling, and then applying attacker down.
Nice.
So really good defensive plays by This Isn't Hockey, and then kind of immediately seeing the situation and keeping a catcher relatively close to that backfield. Unfortunately, the Humans not able to rally to stop that touchdown.
That's tough because that's. I think that they had a fairly good setup in the beginning, and then I think that they kind of went aggressive with their offense with the ball movement instead of the ball carrier movement.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what was the difference. That I would have moved the ball carrier when because I noticed that right away where I was like, oh, you didn't get too many yards on that, and I think that left the haphazard cage. I think that they could have done a little better job of moving up the field with the ball carrier.
Yeah, a little bit of a player difference because he got both of his KOs back. But if you look at those re-rolls, this is the rest of this drive is going to be the Amazons to potentially get another touchdown.
Yeah, and with the re-rolls and the agility, I think it's not a foregone conclusion, but it should be maximum effort there.
Mm-hmm. And then the armor value 7 catcher going down and losing a point of agility. The reroll was a death, so he opted to go for the broken neck. That was his.
Better.
It's a -1 agility, so that catcher's useless now. Block and nerves of steel, so his level 3 catcher is pretty boned.
Yeah, but you have to reroll that death.
Yeah. Man, I just hate catchers. I hate human catchers. They're such a target, and especially when you're only putting 1 in the backfield. That's such a huge target.
Right. And you not talked about that. I just think that lack of strength is noticeable.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes across the team.
Yeah, not so noticeable if you get 2 of them with a lineman back there, but when you're just putting 1, the dodge worked on the first hit, but then because there was enough players back there to hit it again, it put it down. That armor value 7 doesn't hold up too much.
That's true. About as much as armor value 10 versus Claw and Mighty Blow.
Exactly as much. So that Mighty Blow tipping that, actually tipping that into a injury. Without Mighty Blow, that would not have been an injury for the KO.
Makes a bit of a difference, huh?
Mm-hmm. So trying to get that player out there to potentially receive, but it was kind of foregone. He didn't have enough turns to do it either way, So KO.
That's how it goes.
KO coming back for the Amazons.
So let's see, what does that give it?
11 players
for
out. TastyAction, and then it looks like it's going to be 10 for the Amazons.
Yeah, because TastyAction runs a deep team, huh?
Yep, humans have the benefit of having cheap players, so they get a lot of them.
Big fan of that. That makes a big difference in A, the team value, and B, just your resiliency in the second half.
Yeah.
Having a deep pockets.
Yeah.
So having a couple wins early in the tourney makes that possible.
Yeah, the humans have great resiliency when it comes to the player losses that we've been talking about, like a lot of the other teams are suffering from right now.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that
I think SK may have died.
different than,
He's back.
you know, hey, no big deal. You know what I mean? I mean, you can use those loner characters, the mercenaries, and just not worry about having a full team. But that comes back to bite you in the ass eventually.
Yeah, and pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
And sometimes frequently if you have 4 of them.
Right? All that loner and no skills, so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind playing against a team using loners because not having that block means that my werewolves get to feast.
Yeah, and you don't feel so bad when you kill them.
Yeah, 0 regrets. Which is my favorite thing, because, you know, I don't sleep very well at night when I kill people.
So
Or is it when I don't kill people?
opted to do a couple hits and not doing proper painting coverage on this character. Luckily, a kind of a poor choice on receiver. Really more of a bad roll. Let's see what it was for the catch. Oh, damn it.
Crit 1.
Yeah. Well, that was the ball bouncing. So making
Yeah, it was a lot of bouncing.
Yeah, making up for the difference right there, painting the ball really well, and painting a lot of the players that are nearby the ball. So this could turn around. We could tie this up.
Yeah, still got time.
Mm-hmm. That's strength 2 catcher.
Right? That's the first guy I go for every time.
That 1 die.
Doing some good moves over here.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I would have gone for that 1 die so early in the turn. Did he just dodge from adjacent to the ogre to close, like, to the ogre again? And then fail it?
It had to have been what happened.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was a misclick or...
Strange, one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of stars down there, huh?
Yeah, a lot of people down, 1 stun.
Got to get it done. See, not super high on my list of priorities is jamming with those 2.
Yeah, why would you go for them and not just set up this wide open area for a reception?
Let's see what comes of this.
And yeah.
Pass.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So move this guy. Stop hitting.
Good coverage. Knocked her out of the way. Somebody's got to get the block. Somebody's got to pick up that freaking ball. Just don't. There it is.
Catcher rushes over, picks up the ball. But no...
I don't know how long he's going to hold on to it.
No receivers, so...
He's going to have to do it himself.
And he has no rerolls left, already burnt through all of them. Ugh.
Wow. That's tough. Oh,
And
that's not so tough.
Strength 2 player. Can just be one person blitz at any time.
Yeah.
You can't just have those.
Oh, heartbreaking there.
Yeah, that's tough.
That was a super good move. It was risky, but the reward was there.
And it wasn't even that terribly risky. It was a very, a couple 2 pluses and then a 3 plus. Or not a 3 plus, but a 4 plus.
Well, but getting that ball was a little tricksy.
A little.
Because there was a dodge into a tackle zone plus the pick up the negative modifier, and then a dodge and then 2 going for it.
Yeah, but he's got 2.
Oh yeah.
2 safeties and the opponent has no receivers. Yeah, get ballsy when you've got the advantage like that.
And the reroll. I'm not saying I'm saying that was I liked it. That was that was a good time to take that risk, and you still have an opportunity to do it again. Oh, there it is.
So interesting that he went around for that one. Like I think he was just trying to paint the ball. Yeah. But had he put the player, even if he had just pushed them, he could have been adjacent to the ball on this side of it, where it was, you know what I mean?
I'm with you there.
I don't know if the go for it with no rerolls was worth the risk. And obviously it was a touchdown, so.
Yeah. I mean, not to say that TastyAction didn't have an opportunity or two there, just didn't work out overall in his favor.
TastyAction is not one to not take his hit opportunities.
100% true. We're going to get a foul action, maybe? On top of everything else?
Probably. Yeah.
There it is. Called it.
Yeah, for This Isn't Hockey, that was pretty good. I didn't see any glaring deficiencies. I think I may have mentioned something in the first drive, but it was pretty modest, so I can't remember at this time. For TastyAction, you lost that main catcher. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say lost. You have a debilitating injury on that main catcher, so if you stop using the catchers, I won't blame you. But if you're going to continue to attempt to use the catchers, the way you're using them is not going to work, man. Like, I guess it can work, but it's not working. You need to just infiltrate and go for one-turn touchdowns with those guys. If they're it's a hot potato. If they're gonna touch the ball, they need to be in the end zone. Like that turn that they touch the ball. They have movement 8. You can do it. But running these guys as ball carriers, all they're doing is getting destroyed because they're strength 2. A one person with strength 3 can hit them. So
pretty much everybody has strength 3.
Yeah, so they're not viable. A strength 3 guy with the ball is a whole realm of difference. You need assists, you need all kinds of crazy stuff, but it's just they don't work as runners. You can't run them as runners. And then the other thing where you run them as linebackers, they're strength 2. That's
Here's really what it comes down to is if Master Moose is right and he says that your play style is kind of trending towards what I do, my 100% honest opinion is dump the catcher as soon as you have money to get somebody who's strength 3, and then groom 2 of your guys as maybe receivers and use that throw catch as a weapon. You do have the one player who's the ogre who's strength advantage over the majority of other players, but having that other guy, it just balances out. So you have an advantage and a disadvantage. I don't know if catch is strong enough as a tool to make that negative strength, especially if you want to be a hitty kind of player. Get somebody who can hit and stand up and be a menace, and you can still use them as a ball runner. You can still pitch and catch. You just don't that free reroll on the catch is fine. Just use a team reroll if that's what it's going to be. I think that's my recommendation for you, is to get out of the way. I know you're frustrated with your team, and I think that it's because of that thrower or because of that catcher. Sorry.
Plus, cutting the catchers and using linemen to do it, you're going to reduce your team value a little bit as well. The linemen are 50,000, while the catchers, I believe, start at 70,000. So it's a modest, but if you cut both catchers, you're saving 40,000 team value.
Yeah,
or I guess
and
40.
I know it's gonna, because you haven't had all that. I think you won last week.
Yeah, that was
your one win. So I don't know how much cash you got in the coffers, but I'd be thinking about that.
Yep. Overall, interesting game, and I think that's it. So we'll see you guys later.
Later.